What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Bringing that energy to you guys. We are back in effect. I am super excited because we have a lot of good things. I know I say this, but we actually do have some juicy Brawl news that's gonna hit you over the head, so to speak.
Oh, it's too hard, man.
No pun intended. But Daryl, let's dive right into it, good sir. What do you have for us?
So the bad thing about doing this every week is that something happens and we not that we miss it, but we recorded on Thursday and this happened on Thursday, so we have to wait the whole
Correct.
week to kind of discuss it. But the brawl that happened at the
Mhm.
end of the Cleveland Browns and Pittsburgh Steelers game
Yeah.
between Myles Garrett, Mason Rudolph, Pouncey was involved in it. Um,
Mhm. There was one other person that got
yeah,
one game.
Obanobi,
Yeah.
he got the one game, which I felt like he should have deserved more. But
Okay.
what did you feel about that brawl? Like,
hmm Yeah. So, well, first of all, to jumpstart this, from my understanding, including myself, a lot of people turned away from the game by
oh,
that
yeah,
time. A lot of people
turn it
didn't
off in
see
the
that
third
live.
quarter.
You're right. A lot of people didn't see that live. But to answer your question, I've had mixed feelings. I think I've flip flop about 3 times
Uh
now
huh.
by this point
Right.
on who was right, who was wrong. So when I first saw it, it was the morning after,
Right.
and
Right. Right.
it's the way the news. I'm just gonna be honest, all right? It's the way the news wants to portray it.
Uh huh.
I immediately saw this man go off, and I'm like, what is going on? He needs to be banned for life.
Right.
And then I looked further into it because they kept playing it over and over and over and over nonstop. They want to make this man look like a criminal. And honestly, no matter what, you should never do that. 'Cause especially if you flipped it over a bit and hit him with the crown of the helmet on top of the crown of his head, you're talking about some serious damage. So regardless, that was wrong.
Right.
And you never hit anybody in the head with the helmet ever. Okay. Um, I think it was messed up, and I guess fortunately news broke further details about what happened. Why did he go off like that? And then, of course, they're calling them allegations. But if you actually have paid attention to Miles Garrett, he is a soft-spoken. He's in the comic books. He's just a
Mhm.
chill, laid-back person. That just so happens to be a beast and as big as he is.
Right.
There's no reason for him to go off like that for no reason.
Right.
He had it. At first, I said it had to have been a racial slur, but then I said there's no way he went off on him because I'm sure that's not the first time you've ever been called a racial name. That's my thought process.
Uh huh.
So then I just was like, he probably spit in his face during a previous play. So I'm like, all right, that would get me triggered right there. So I understand that.
Right.
Then allegations, like I mentioned, broke out where it said that he called him something. They didn't say what, but it's a racial slur, so we kind of probably have an idea of what
Yeah.
it might be.
They never said what
Um,
it was.
yeah, of course. So the NFL investigates this, and they said they found no truth to this so far. I'm
Right.
like, he could have whispered it. Like, he could have been tackled or walked by him and said it or whatever. Like, are you right there in his ear? So for you to be like that never happened bothers me. But overall, it's messed up. I've never seen many things like this. But what are your thoughts?
um. So when I saw it, just like you, I turned off in the third quarter.
Yeah,
The game was boring. The game
it
was
was
boring. So I turned.
immediately 14-0, and I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah, the game was
Yep.
pretty boring. So I turned it off. And just like you, I woke up to the news and I saw it. When I saw it, I was like, man, that was crazy. Like he threw the helmet, hit it at the crown of head. He could have killed him.
No, he could have.
He could have killed him.
Yeah.
So
If it was flipped over, because he hit him on the part where you put it on, but if
uh
you would have flipped it over, he hit perfectly where it could have knocked him out.
yeah, so that alone, he should have been suspended.
Correct.
I didn't say he should be suspended, like banned from football, but he definitely should be suspended for the rest of the year. If we talk about, and then when you see replays, you can see Mason Rudolph try to grab his helmet.
Correct.
Also, before he hits him with the helmet, Mason Rudolph runs at him.
Runs at him, yes.
So I was disappointed. I thought Mason Rudolph should have got suspended too. Just one game, but I felt like he should have got suspended.
Supposedly, he's just going to get fined $37,000.
Yeah, he just got fined, but he should have got suspended. Pouncey, the reason Pouncey got suspended, and I'm happy he got suspended, all because of that kick.
Right.
Once he kicks him, like, because Myles Garrett is on the ground.
Correct.
At that point, he kicks him while he's being down by another of his teammates.
Another person. Yeah.
So because he did that, I'm fine with the punching and all that because you're sticking up for your teammate. But once you do the kick,
yeah,
to me, you have to be suspended. He was first suspended for 3 games, but then it got
now it's 2. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Ojanobi, I think should have been. He's got suspended for 1 game.
1 game, yeah.
He should have got suspended for more because if you notice, Mason Rudolph puts his hand up, back is turned to him, and he pushes it where he knocks him on the ground. Like that right there was excessive at that point. So, so I thought he should have got 2 as well. I actually, so then I just like you, I read the allegations of the racial slur.
I knew it was going to come out.
Yeah, but I'm actually in disagreement with you.
What part?
I don't think it's hard to believe that racial slur happened, and this is why I say it's hard to believe. If I got into it with somebody, at my job, a racial slur happened, as soon as I get in front of people, I'm gonna say this happened. I did this because of this. Myles Garrett didn't.
Supposedly, I read again, he did say something that, like, right after that, he said to somebody. I don't know who.
Well, they don't know because they talked to Sheldon Richardson. Sheldon Richardson said he never heard it. They asked Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield said, I never heard anything like that being said. Anybody saying that he said that until now. So
I'm going to let you finish, and then I'm going to ask you, I'm going to put you under the scope, and I'm going to ask you a question. Go ahead.
So if your own teammates, especially Sheldon Richardson, who's on the defensive line with you, who's battling with you, if he has never heard this, why is it just now coming out? I think if Mason Rudolph truly said this, Myles Garrett should be telling everybody. As soon as he got in front of the cameras, should have said it. You said he told somebody who is this person. And then, of course, all the Steelers, of course, are backing up Mason Rudolph. And if this means anything, the report is when Mason Rudolph heard about what Myles Garrett said, he was in tears. If that means anything to you, whatever.
Golly, I didn't hear that.
Do I believe a racial slur? And then also, this is 2019, almost 2020. There's cameras, there's mics everywhere.
Yeah, that's what the NFL is saying. Correct.
Yes. If it was there, I believe we would have heard it by now. But go ahead.
Well, you still have to be mic'd up to hear. You can't hear everything.
Yeah, they said
hear everything.
Mic'd up is what they said.
So my question to you is, you really think this man just did it for no reason?
No, I think
Might I add, they are winning. They are blowing them out.
Yeah, so then there was first of all, it was no point for Myles Garrett to drive him to the ground like he did.
No.
It was a late hit, first and foremost. No, I think Myles Garrett just lost his cool. He just
for what?
Cool. So when he dragged him to the ground, Mason Rudolph is trying to take his helmet off. That's when Myles Garrett pulls up and takes his helmet off. As they're being restrained, Mason Rudolph charges at Myles Garrett, and that's when Myles Garrett swings.
So all I'm hearing is he just reacted to being okay. I'm fine with that. So discard the racial thing. I said it had to have been something, whether it be what you're saying, which I agree with now, or it's something. Rudolph is not innocent. He even admitted that, I should have stopped. I'm wrong for charging him. He admitted all this. But, he's trying, which he has great PR team behind him, he's trying to get behind the matter before it catches up to him.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, let me tackle it first before it comes at me. So let me apologize first before you guys find out. It's a smart tactic, so to speak. But all in all, Mason Rudolph throws the ball. He releases it, and then he gets wrapped up, tackled,
and gets driven to the ground.
And then I guess that's when you're talking about that he reaches up, tries to get his helmet while he's still being pinned down on the ground.
Right.
And then he's trying hard to get his helmet off. And then that's where the rest of the stuff that we see happen.
Yeah. And it was 8 seconds left in the game. It was no reason for Myles Garrett
I didn't know it was that late.
Yeah, it was 8 seconds left in the game. Why was Myles Garrett even on the field?
I didn't know it was that.
Is an issue.
Yeah.
For him to, and then you got to understand, look at that whole entire game.
Yeah.
How many Browns got ejected? How many Steelers left because of injury?
Correct.
So that game, the Browns were playing dirty anyway. And who else needs to be suspended? Head coach Kitchens. Because to me, that was a culture. That whole game was so dirty that was culture.
Yeah.
That's Kitchens' fault.
You saw a lot of people leave the sideline too. And if that were basketball, they would have all been suspended. When you step 1 foot, a toe on the court, and you're not actually in the game, and you're that 11th person out there, you're suspended immediately or fined. I guess the NFL is like a whole nother ball game.
It's a whole nother thing.
Because half some people got a quarter out there. They ran like 10 yards out on that field. Like, I don't know.
Right. But he shouldn't have. To me, Myles Garrett shouldn't have done that. He did too much, and I think in the battle he reacted in a way. Because I'm like you, Myles Garrett is very soft spoken.
Yes, he is.
Guy. He doesn't seem to be an aggressive guy.
No.
But I believe
something triggered him.
Yeah, it triggered him. Do I believe it was a racial slur? No, I can't believe that, because as soon as that happens, if me and my white coworker got into it because he said a racial slur, that's the first thing I'm telling people.
Not even just that. I'm complaining to the ref, letting the ref know immediately.
Yes.
Then when I get back there, the person who escorts me off from the team, I'm letting him know.
Yeah.
Then I'm letting and then that person's gonna, let the head coach know, even though he's still coaching the game. And then when I get back there in media and I get interviewed, I'm giving a statement or I'm putting it on Twitter, whatever. I'm letting it be known that this happened. I'm not waiting a week later and saying it was a racial slur.
But Myles Garrett apologized.
Yeah.
After the game. Does that sound like somebody who was a racial slur was thrown at him?
Yeah.
He apologized.
Right.
No, I don't believe. And let's say a definitive fact, he didn't say a racial slur. Shame on Myles Garrett for doing this.
Yeah.
Shame on him. Because there's enough going on that you don't need to create. You don't need to create it. And it just say, hey man, I messed up. I messed up, and he should have just sat with that. And it's good for the NFL. I don't like the indefinite suspension.
Because as of now, it's the rest of the season, and they said at least, meaning they're not quite done ruling what's going to happen. He also went there, met with the NFL, Roger Goodell. Yep. They're holding the decision, but again, still it says at least, meaning again they're not done ruling out if this is into next season or what.
Yeah, and he's fined for about almost 43,000, a little over 42,000 that he's fined for. I mean, but you're fined, but you're also not getting those game checks that you.
Trust me, his paycheck, he's fine.
He's fine. Hit all the people you want.
He's fine. Yeah,
you're fine.
Yeah, you're good. You hit the whole team, club the whole team. You're good. You still got the. I mean, obviously, we don't condone that, but it's a joke, people, because people take things too serious.
Yeah, but in a non-joking manner, he could have killed him on live TV.
Oh, we said that, and that was my biggest fear. Was like, man, what is wrong with you? You literally live with multiple angles and people there. Could have ended that, man. And I'm like, that's where I said he's dead wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And that was my immediate thought when I saw that. I got goosebumps when I first saw that happen because I've never seen that before.
No, you've never seen that.
No, and I don't want to see that.
No, I know football's a violent sport, but you don't want to see that. What do you feel about, though, Pouncey Do you feel his suspension? Because I actually argued with somebody about his suspension.
That it should be less or more?
They said he shouldn't be suspended at all.
Yeah, when you kick and punch somebody, especially when they're pinned down by another person, you're obviously suspended. Anytime you throw a punch, period, you're being fined or suspended. Uh, First of all, I understand why he did that. You're protecting your quarterback.
Right.
That's like one man you're supposed to protect, so I get that.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, just soloing Pouncey, bro, why are you punching somebody's helmet?
Yeah,
I
I said the
I
same.
have never understood that. People do that.
You're
They
gonna break
throw
your hand trying
yes, like rip his helmet off and then go in. I'm not condoning this, but I've never understood how stupid that is. Why people punch helmets
It don't make sense, right? You see practice where they just punching each other's helmet.
all day. They're going in, squaring up, and just like hitting it. I'm like, y'all are all soft. Stop. You're all soft because you would take his helmet off at least and then go in. But yeah, I don't know. This is family rated. I don't know.
Really?
I don't know. Yeah, yeah. But I guess another thing that became kind of controversial, the Colin Kaepernick thing.
I'm gonna say kind of. It was hugely controversial.
Yeah, I wanted to segue into that kind of light, but it is kind of it is it is. So Kaepernick had his tryout, as we talked about last episode.
Mm-hmm.
Had it here in Atlanta. Oh, sorry. Let me Riverdale.
Yeah,
Riverdale. Yeah, Riverdale, Georgia.
Right.
Okay. Oh, what do you mean? Yeah. So an hour before, he sends this message out
Mm-hmm.
to everybody and says he's changing it. I'll give you my input on what I think. It's good and bad. It ended bad. Uh, so what are your thoughts about this? That he changed everything, just the whole thing in general. You can talk about his performance. You can talk about the before of changing it. You can talk about just everything as far as the post after. So beginning,
Right.
middle, end. Yeah.
The whole
I'll let you go first.
whole thing was a shit show.
Yes, we talked about that. It was never legit.
Yeah,
to me.
the NFL was never going in with good standards. So why
No.
would you? So and you could tell that Kaepernick and the NFL don't trust each other.
They don't.
Basically, NFL gives him a waiver, supposed to be a standard waiver.
Yeah.
Turns out it wasn't a standard waiver. Basically, if he signs this, he'll be signing off all his rights.
Correct.
If I do this, I'm not guaranteed a job, but I can't sue the NFL.
You're right. So it was actually a first of its kind waiver.
Yeah.
They've never done this before.
They've never done it.
They didn't know how to, I guess, handle this because they've never given a person a combine type tryout and go through this. So it was a one of its kind, first ever type of waiver.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know when Kaepernick found out about this combine?
Yeah.
The same time we did. So it's not like he had weeks to prepare. He found out in the news the same time we did. So
and I believe that, yeah.
Yeah, so then Kaepernick asked to know who's going to be there. Also, he wanted media there.
Right.
Well said no.
And his own film crew.
Yeah, he wanted to videotape what happened, and the NFL then lied and said that he was filming a Nike commercial. Even Nike said, "Nah, no, we're not."
Well, real quick, from what I read, of course, I'm not gonna tell you my side or anything yet, but just saying what the NFL said that he's supposed to go to Flowery Branch, is where the Falcons.
Yep.
The NFL provided the Falcons film crew. To film it, and then another report said that they said it was cool to have Nike out there so they could have a promotional thing.
Right. Which Nike said, no,
we good.
Yeah, no, we had nothing to do with that. So so Kaepernick's lawyer said it will be malpractice for him to sign that waiver, that document, and advised against them. That they presented their own waiver. The NFL said no. So they said, we're not showing up. We move it to Riverdale, 52 miles from that original place. Only 18 show up of the 25, which I understand. I'm surprised 18 show up in traffic.
Let's give a little backstory that originally, not everybody either was allowed to show up, a select number of teams, and not all teams were going to show up under that original setup.
Right.
So it was originally set that it was a confirmed 11 were going to show up. But then the day before it happened, Friday, it went up to 22. Oh, and might I add, the Cowboys were like, no, we don't want anything to do with him. So.
Of course. That sounds right.
You already know what.
Jones.
Yeah. So we know about that. But yeah, so went from 11 to 22, and then he changed it an hour beforehand. And then you're telling me that it was 18 that showed up?
18 that showed up.
Oh, okay.
Which is still pretty good. 18 showed up is still pretty good. So, so Cap got all the backlash. Cap doesn't really want it. Cap is like Stephen A. Smith went in.
He went. Did you see that?
Yeah, I watched every. I watched because I was really torn about this.
Yeah.
So I watched the Breakfast Club. Were talking about it.
Okay.
Every morning I listen to them every morning, and they said I'm done with Kaepernick.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't be the only one that feels like Kaepernick is the victim here. But everybody was like, I'm done with Kaepernick. Kaepernick got a shot, and he blew it. The only thing Kaepernick I felt did wrong in this situation
was the post-game speech.
Absolutely. That speech was like super aggressive. Like, stop running from me.
Stop running from me. You scouts, go tell your owners, tell your GMs, and then tell Roger Goodell that stop running from me. The ball's in your court. I'm ready. All this stuff. Like, stop being scared. Like, bro, what?
I was like, yo, he sounds like Rambo. Like, he's like super aggressive.
No, you know what he sounds like? He sounds like, I respect them. You know this. The Black Panther, like, you're a leader of the Black Panther Party. Yeah. Like, you're giving a speech. Like, my man.
You're begging for a job. Like, you're begging for a job, but you're this aggressive about it.
The same thing Stephen A. said is what I feel. How are you going to throw a shot at the person you're trying to work for while trying to go for a job and while trying to defend yourself? You can't do all three.
Yeah. The only thing, and then another thing was the Kuta Kinte shirt.
Yeah, that's what he went in on that too, Stephen A.
And this is my thing, man. First of all, we all know the story of Kuta Kinte. He's a fictional character from the root that was a slave. Well, it's like I just like, man, be black in America, man. We have to.
But you actually got to elaborate more on that reference.
Because he was a slave.
Yeah, but deeper that they wanted him to be something he wasn't.
Yeah, they wanted him to change his name to was it Toby?
Toby, yes.
Do it. He wanted to keep a slave name. He got well for it.
So I get that. I get what Kaepernick was doing. I get it.
Yeah, I get it. But
you want me to change?
Yeah, we're the only ones that got to do that though. Like anybody else shows any like something of their culture or whatever, and they're not demeaned for it. Like the fact is, the NFL did blackball him. Like let's not blackball him.
Yeah.
If they didn't, why did they settle with him? If they didn't,
that's true.
Why did they settle? Like no, and why would they set a waiver saying you will not sue us?
Correct.
If we didn't blackball, you guys were not doing this in good faith. But everybody treated Kaepernick like the victim. I think nobody turned out good in this situation, but the NFL turned out better. They're the evil empire. This is their fault. And there's a report that teams were going to sign him. Basically, what was the football player who came out first openly gay football player? Sam, he
got drafted to the Rams.
Yeah, but you know the Rams, Roger Goodell went to the Rams and basically like coerced them to draft him.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Michael Sams, something like that.
Hold on. Yeah, it is. Oh yeah, Michael Sam. Yeah.
All right, it was the same thing.
Yeah.
That they said they were going to coerce a team to sign them to try to get this over with. Mm-hmm. I think me and you were right last week. The best thing in the NFL's interest is for him to have a terrible combine, and we could say
Now let's talk about that. He actually killed it, from
he
what
killed it.
reports said. He
Oh,
was ready.
and another thing, real quick, before you get into it, he
Yeah.
asked the NFL. He wanted his own receivers, and the NFL was trying to say no.
And then reports what I saw the day of or the day before, I don't remember which, but it was before the actual thing, that they gave him NFL receivers.
Oh, they
That's
did.
true. That's what I read on ESPN. So
Okay, cool.
I don't know what receivers. I don't know if they once played in the league because obviously they ain't. Unless
They
the
can't
only
be
one,
playing because
they can't be playing now. They can't be playing now. So it had to have been once upon a time. Oh, they played 2 seasons in the league type of thing. So
They're practice squad players.
yeah, or that. So I respect that. At least you had that, whatever. But yeah, so going into that, I guess which is the middle. So we talked about the beginning, which is changing the venue.
Right.
Now, real quick before we talk about the middle, I was okay with at first. I was okay, and I'll tell you why. I was okay with him changing the venue because it's like if you weren't going to give me what I wanted, I am going to change the venue where it's open so the media will see it. Meaning, I need them to see because if the Falcons, which isn't my team, it's my team, but I mean, if I'm speaking as Kaepernick, it's not my team, even though it could be one of the teams you're drafted or you're signed to. But it's under the rule of the NFL saying that's going to be who's going to be your film crew.
Right.
I'm not trusting them. Like you said, they don't trust each other.
Yeah.
So, meaning I can have my film, I could have killed it. It would have been a closed performance, and you guys could have edited that to make it look bad. So I get you changing it to somewhere else, and you allow media to show up and hiring your own film crew. I get all that. It's all smart. I get that. Now, was this last minute, Daryl? No. Why? Why wasn't this last minute? At least last minute the way they're saying it. Because you know how many stadiums there are of high school? You know how many whatever there is? Like college football as far as D2 here is over. He could have been to Morehouse, could have been to Clark, he could have been at a bigger place. But no.
Right by the stadium.
Right. So he went to high school. Might I add, Flowery Branch. You could have been closer to Gwinnett. Okay? I went to high school in Gwinnett. Those stadiums, those schools, I have amazing, at least especially the northern part of Gwinnett, have amazing schools with amazing stadiums.
Or Cobb.
Or Cobb. So you had all that. But you travel an hour plus away to the south side.
Yeah.
To Clayton County, to Riverdale, Georgia.
Right.
Where my wife Jocelyn is born and raised. So, and you went to the nicest school because there's no way you found Drew. That was the name of the school. You didn't find that school because if you're thinking, oh man, let's go down south to find Riverdale, you could have went to Riverdale High, where my wife went to high school. So Riverdale High School is the first thing you're going to think of. But no, you found this other school, which is a modern, revamped, like, well done school now. So you did some research. This wasn't last minute because you're not from here to find that school there.
How would you go there?
Bro, don't ever let anything just zip past you. I'm not talking about you, but I'm talking about the people watching and listening. Don't let anything just zip, just like the racial slur thing. Don't just believe it because he said it and because you're black. Don't just believe it. I'm talking about the Myles Garrett thing. Don't just believe it.
Right.
So I don't believe this. Kaepernick's not dumb.
Right. He's not.
Not at all. And I'll say this really quick. Even though how aggressive that post speech was, the way he spoke that was brilliant. It was an amazing speech, but it was the wrong time. And it's like me applying to be a lawyer, and I'm like, the ball's in your court.
Yeah.
Tell the head of this thing to stop running from the truth. Stop running from me. I've been ready. I've been denied for 3 years. I've been ready for 3 years.
Yeah.
Like, let's do no. So I just want to know what he's thinking now. I want to see a post. I want to see a comment. I want to see a documentary. I don't know, but I think this is it. And also to wrap up before I let you speak, uh, he he was ready. He was ready. He was in great shape.
Yeah,
He
he was
killed the he killed the combine performance, and I hate that they called it an audition. This ain't. That's when I knew it was a joke. When you said audition,
uh-huh.
don't you mean tryout?
Yeah.
Or you said audition? Yeah, this is a joke from the get go. Meaning it's an act. Meaning it's a play. Meaning it's not real. So I felt like and this is my closing. I felt like he should have played in the CFL, shown people against other people for sign a 5-6 game like lease, so to speak, and then throw that tape out there on top of a Nike promotion, and then go that way. But for you to not do any, same thing with Tebow. If you want to go back in the NFL, play somewhere else. But yeah, go ahead.
Actually me and a bunch of people were talking about that. Why do you think he's not going to like the CFL?
Um, it's below him, and I think that's where the whole pride and arrogance thing. It's there. He knows he's great. He knows he's an MVP caliber
Right.
quarterback. He went to the Super Bowl. We know that. But bruh, again, you know how many times, guys, I've said this. What have you done for me lately, Janet Jackson?
Right. That's what I'm saying. If he goes to the, because to me, I'm kind of torn if he wants to play football anymore. I'm
And
torn.
nobody believes he does.
Yeah, and I'm torn. I think he wants to play football, but he kind of understands the reality that he might not. So then he's like putting the spotlight, like, look at me. These people, you see, I did all this, and they still not gonna give me a job. And his position is even stronger from it. I think if you support Kaepernick, then you were more stronger in supporting him. If you're against him, you are more against him. I don't think anything I saw. I still don't understand why the NFL even brought this conversation back up to be such a shit show that it was.
Because there was probably so much heat behind scenes that they had to, get him off their backs. Like he scares them. He does.
Yeah, and one report was that Jay-Z helped.
Yes, we did talk about that. Yeah.
I don't know if that's true because he hasn't said it, or we're just assuming that.
And also, I'm with you. I'm not too sure about that, or if I believe that, because when Jay-Z first signed that partnership with the NFL, he said he's cool with Kaepernick. This is loosely translated. He's cool with Kaepernick, and they're like, "Why don't you help him out?" Somebody asked him with this cause. He said, "Well, he felt like there's different ways to handle causes," and I've always been a firm believer about this. If you want to destroy somebody or a corporation from any standpoint, you do it from within. I'm not saying Jay-Z's trying to do that, but if you're going to create change, you got to do it from within. All this outside approach in 2019, almost 2020, that stuff rarely works.
It rarely works because we're not together. If
we're not.
Like I was talking to my daughter today.
Yeah.
We were talking about what Rosa Parks and why that the boycott worked. Well, the boycott worked because all black people said we ain't riding the bus. So if we all feel a way about Kaepernick and we just say we're done with football.
Yeah.
But the problem is
make a change.
Yeah, we can, but the problem is it has to be within because we're not going to do it externally.
We're not going to do it. So you need the big people, the Jay-Z's and such, to go
to do it
within the boardrooms.
Yeah,
you tamper from within. I'm not saying tamper. I don't literally mean that, but I mean if you're gonna make change, that's what I'm saying. Is do it from within.
Yeah,
that's all.
And I listened to Stephen A. Smith, and actually it was funny. He had Terrell Owens on today.
Yeah.
And Terrell.
Oh, he did because he texted him during that one. Go around, and he went in.
Yeah. But Terrell Owens basically questioned his blackness, and I thought that was interesting. But Stephen A. sometimes when I hear him talk about the subject, he's a guy that a little me knows that something's not right here, but he went so hard on the subject that he can't really back away from it.
Right.
Because his points don't make sense. His points is like Kaepernick really wanted a job. he should have did basically whatever he needed to get a job. So I was like, so you're okay with him signing over
Wait,
his?
Stephen A. said that?
Yeah,
Because
I listened to it
that
today, and that's basically
so
he's
that means he switched up his thought process. Because if you heard previous things, he said he just wants to be a martyr and he doesn't want to play.
yeah, he
So
said,
now he switched up.
but he's saying that before he was talking to his camp before the actual audition, whatever we're calling it, and he really wanted to be back in the NFL. So he's saying if he really wanted to be in the NFL, then why didn't he do this? He should have just signed the waiver and did the audition if he really wanted to be back in the NFL. But the problem is, so you want somebody to sign up. You're okay with him signing off his rights. We all believe he's got blackballed. We all believe it. But you want him to be okay with signing over his rights to sue for being blackballed. So you trust the NFL to give him a fair shot. Do we trust the NFL to give him a fair shot?
No, there was no win for anybody in this situation.
So then why do it? Why does the NFL do it? Like,
I get what you're saying with that, but Kaepernick, like we talked about last podcast, he had no choice. He had to do it.
No, Kaepernick had to do it.
He had to do it.
But why did the NFL do it?
NFL do it. Just to show the world that we gave him a chance.
We're not racist. We're not blackballing him because we gave him a chance. We care about Black lives.
Yeah.
Because we gave him a chance. And it just
NFL is one of the smartest conglomerates in the world.
Yeah. I mean, it's just nobody won from the situation, man. Nobody came out looking good, but the only issue NFL will go on and Kaepernick's not.
Yeah, it's already forgotten about in a way. In a way, as far as mainstream, it's over.
Yeah. It's over. Do you think Kaepernick plays in the NFL?
No, that's it.
I don't think so either. And we just talked about the brawl between the Browns and Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah.
What we didn't talk about is Mason Rudolph threw 4 interceptions. 4 interceptions.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he threw 4 interceptions.
And they're about to play again, I think, in 2 weeks.
Yeah, in 2 weeks they play again.
Yeah.
Yeah, he threw 4 interceptions. Brian Hoyer, remember Jacoby Brissett missed a game. Brian Hoyer stepped in. He threw 4 interceptions.
There was a lot. There was Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
And what's his name from the Chargers? Phillip Rivers.
How about Kyle Allen?
Yeah. It was all 4 across the board. It was 4.
Yeah. People are gonna tell us Kaepernick is not good enough to play in the league.
Correct.
When Nate Peterson got a second chance to go to the Oakland Raiders, you're gonna tell me. So
we know what it is. There ain't no hiding it. At all. Yeah, we know what it is. Yeah.
So let's move to an actual game.
Yeah, I guess that kind of touch. Yeah, go ahead.
Because this overshadowed. It was supposed to be a big week in the sense of 2 MVP candidates were facing off against each other, and everybody was talking about Kaepernick.
Yeah.
But when the game actually started,
which game are we talking about?
Baltimore Ravens against the Houston Texans.
Yeah.
To win that game, I thought it would be a shootout. It was a shootout for one team. One team.
Bro, he looks like he's playing a video game.
He is Lamar Jackson, and people. It was an argument actually, and this is what I wanted to talk to you about. It was an argument on. Of course, we're in Atlanta, so it goes towards the Falcons.
Yeah.
I always compare Lamar Jackson to Michael Vick, and it was an argument because people like, and we'll talk about Matt Ryan a little bit later, but how do you feel like Lamar Jackson to Michael Vick? Because we said the same thing. Remember the Michael Vick experience? It's like he's playing a video game. It's kind of what we're seeing here. I think 2.0. I think he's better than Michael Vick.
I think he's better. People don't remember Michael Vick had an arm on him.
Yeah,
that man, he really could throw. But he didn't have good receivers like that. And plus he ran so much, so you didn't really know. But as far as being an overall good quarterback, Lamar Jackson is better. And that's hard to say because we know we're pro Vic. Yeah. Everything's Vic. And rightfully so. But he's better than him. He is 3.0. He is better than him.
He's 3. Yeah, and I agree. And not only is I think he's a better football. First of all, if Michael Vick wasn't around, Lamar Jackson wouldn't be a quarterback. So Michael Vick paved the way for that style.
Do you remember, real quick? Do you not remember when Vic was doing his thing? So many people were drafting black quarterbacks that could run.
Yeah.
And play like that. Then that fell down, and then they start getting the stiff in the pocket quarterback.
Yeah.
After that. But during that time, everybody was getting a black starting quarterback. So you're right.
So, but Lamar, I think what the biggest thing about Lamar Jackson, first of all, if you watched Lamar Jackson last year, he couldn't throw a lick.
No.
So he's been working on his throwing, but he's also with a team that says my quarterback is a true dual threat quarterback, and let me utilize it.
Yeah,
they weren't utilizing that in Atlanta. He dropped back, didn't see it off. They weren't designed plays.
Yeah.
That to me, that's the biggest because the receivers aren't that great in Baltimore either. You got Hollywood Brown who goes off every other game, but it's really the tight ends and the running backs.
Yeah, that's it. That's true.
Wide receivers really don't do much in Baltimore.
By the way, that Brandon Ingram Matrix move he did. Oh my! You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, Mark Ingram.
Oh, so why did I say Brandon Ingram?
That's the because he played basketball.
Oh well, I don't know why I'm talking about that. Yeah, why did I say that? Yeah, but that move he did.
Yeah,
it's not even fair what they're doing right now, Baltimore.
So do you think Lamar Jackson's the MVP?
At this point, yes. At this point, he's literally about 1, 2, and 3 for the ballot.
Yeah, I think Deshaun Watson was there. The only person there is Russell Wilson.
Russell's up there, yeah.
He's the only.
And if you actually look at numbers, Aaron Rodgers is actually statistically supposed to be up there, but nobody's saying it.
Yeah, that's true.
But we're used to him doing that, so it's like that's normal. So
maybe
yeah.
And maybe because Aaron Jones leads the league in touchdowns, so maybe we feel like, but Mark Ingram is helping. So I guess, you're right. You can put Aaron Rodgers up there.
You 100%. If you look at numbers, you can. But we're used to Aaron Rodgers being Aaron Rodgers, so it's not anything special when you're always that way.
It's like, this is just who you are.
Right, this is who you are. Do better than who you are, which is hard to do.
Right.
But you're seeing Lamar Jackson is 1, 2, and 3, and definitely Russell is number 4. He's literally the second.
Yeah, I think, and I make proclamations way early than I should, but I'm going to do it anyway. Because remember I said college football is over with.
Yeah, you did, and I was like, no sir. Yeah,
everybody's lost, but
yeah.
This one MVP is over with. I'm gonna keep doing this. So
yeah. I'm okay with this one. I'm not gonna battle you on this one. I think as long as he stays healthy, yeah.
Yeah, and for my household, it's a exciting time.
That must feel good because I don't even know what that feels like.
I'm around it, so
yeah.
So I'm like the lone one. Hey, and let me tell you this.
Yeah.
If Baltimore goes to the Super Bowl and wins it, I'm buying a Ravens hoodie.
That's fine. All right. Wait, but your tenure of a bandwagon fan will be over. So what do you do with that hoodie? You gonna rock it during the summertime before the season starts?
I don't know. I didn't think that far ahead.
You can be like, baby, we turning up the AC this summer because I'm wearing this hoodie. I'm getting my money's worth.
Look at this real quick. You see that?
Yeah.
Things up.
I've seen it in person.
I have the Falcons too. But my fiance is a huge Baltimore Raven, so we have Raven stuff hung up already. For me, I feel like it's an easy transition. But I already told her if they win the Super Bowl, I'm buying a hoodie.
That's fine. Yeah, I'm good with it. It's just next season you're back on the team of the Falcons, and you gotta figure something out.
Right.
But I'm rolling with the Chiefs, and things are good. We barely escaped, I guess, with that last one.
Yeah.
That
was crazy. Y'all should have.
Yeah.
But Pat Mahomes is doing good. It's just.
Oh, he is. It's just the team, and he keeps getting hurt.
Right.
and I don't know.
Yes.
LaShawn McCoy, something. I don't know.
Tyreek Hill's on my fantasy team, so yes, I
He-
know. Keep getting.
By the way, he is my favorite player in the NFL right now.
Oh, really?
When that man is on,
He's on.
oh my goodness, that
Good.
man like levitates when he jumps up to get a ball. It's crazy, and he's like super short.
So let's talk about. We always root for short people.
You have to.
So let's talk about to get on these bandwagons. We had to jump off a bandwagon, but I think we're like our legs are like split. Like,
I'm on this other train.
The Atlanta Falcons they won their second game.
Bro, they're killing people.
Yep, 4 interceptions. I don't know how many sacks they had. I know
it was a good amount, and Vic Beasley had a nice one.
Vic Beasley had a sack, and Tack McKinley had a sack.
I got to get my contract back for next year, so let me play right now.
Ricardo Allen had an interception.
Bro, he went.
Had one.
They were like spreading the wealth.
Everybody is saying Raheem Morris. They're giving all the credit to Raheem Morris. He was the wide receiver coach, and now he moved to the defensive back coach, and he's calling the plays on third down. They have another coach calling first and second down. He's calling it on third down.
I don't mind that.
To the point, this is what I said to myself. I wouldn't be mad if they fired Dan Quinn and hired Raheem Morris.
Hey.
Wouldn't be mad.
I like that because he's showing out. If that's his job, he's literally like a Pro Bowl coach off of that. That's awesome.
So, what do you think the Falcons? Falcons this week play Tampa Bay. Both teams are 3-7.
Yep.
What do you feel Atlanta will do not only this game but the rest of the year? We do have the Saints next Thursday.
But at home.
At home, yes.
On Thanksgiving.
On Thanksgiving, man.
This city about to be wild, man. Seriously. For them in town? Yeah. Okay. But I think we're literally at a groove, and you may be right. We may go undefeated for the rest of the season.
I mean, we got a great. If we do good on the division, the Saints are probably the hardest game on our schedule. 49.
They are. Yeah.
49 is probably second, but 49ers go through a gauntlet before they face us.
Correct.
We could if we beat the Saints on Thanksgiving. We could go undefeated, and that would make us 9-7.
Yeah.
Boy, your boy Dan Quinn will be staying.
I don't know how I feel about that.
And there's only one way to me he gets fired. One way to go 9-7, and that's if Raheem Morris they try to hire him for a head coach. Then you have to fire Dan Quinn to keep him on. Kind of like they did, remember Mike Smith in Tampa? They fired him because Dirk Cutter was being looked at for other coaching jobs. So they fired him to put Dirk Cutter in the head coach, but ended up firing him anyway.
Have you read any articles on if he's being looked at, or is he – I know you're saying this, but is he being acknowledged for his actions of –
No, because it's been 2 weeks that everybody has been talking about Raheem. Everybody has been talking about – and Raheem Morris used to be the head coach of Tampa. They're even saying – he got a unfair shot at Tampa.
Okay. So you're saying though people are talking about this?
Yeah. I don't know if the head coach. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that they're crediting him with the turnaround. I mean, Dan Quinn's the defensive coordinator, but he got better as soon as he put his hands off of it.
Okay, yeah. So it might be hit or miss. It might be he gets a head coaching job that you're referencing, or it could be Dan Quinn's a genius for it, acknowledging, hey, let me back up. This is leadership. Let you do your part. So I don't know.
If I had to make one critique, I always still critique.
Yeah.
The running game still isn't there.
No.
Still isn't there.
We need to start over with that.
I already told you I think we should move on from Devontae Freeman. I think Brian Hill is really good.
Yeah. I want Swift.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really do.
If you look at the running backs, I always look at it. You got Travis from Clemson, J.K. Dobbins, Harris from Alabama, Wisconsin, Jonathan Taylor. Like the running backs are pretty good coming out this year, and of course I want Swift too. But
I think you can build a whole offense with this draft. As far as linemen will always be there from the Indianas and the Wisconsins, those type of schools. But I'm talking about like running backs, quarterbacks. It's a great draft this year.
It's a great draft, and we need to get on it.
We really do.
Speaking of quarterbacks, though,
Matt
Ryan moved in the 10th all-time in passing.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, that's crazy. 10th all-time.
Crazy.
That changed how you feel about Matt Ryan.
You don't see how he got those numbers. I don't see how he got those numbers.
Right.
Like visually. That's crazy. So 10th overall.
All time in the NFL.
He's history.
Of history. He is number 10.
So, you know what that means? What that means? We'll never move past him.
Yeah, we got like 3 or 4 years of him. This is why I don't care about this stat. Yeah. I'm gonna give you a stat, and this is why his 10th all time doesn't matter. I'm gonna give you a number, okay? Let me know if you know where this number came from.
Well, first of all, he just threw it to 3 people in that tenure that were pretty Hall of Fame like Roddy, Julio, and Gonzalez.
Oh, yep. Are you ready for the number? 25.
I know. Don't mention that, man.
This is why he will never be up 25. And then people keep saying, well, he wasn't the quarterback. Kyle Shanahan made the decision to run the ball. And 25, if you don't know, it's a 25-point lead that we blew in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You're still a quarterback, right? If he
not just that, Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, and Tom Brady, all those people change plays if they don't like what they see.
They would have scratched that.
Yeah.
So even putting that aside, if he would have won, we would have called Super Bowl winning quarterback Matt Ryan, right?
Correct.
So you would have got mostly all the praise that we would have won, right?
Correct.
So you need to take this L that you lost. Your situation in this. Matt Ryan, 10th all time for me, I don't really care. No. Because at 25 is still going to be there.
Yeah, I agree. And nobody has that on them.
Nobody has that on them.
Yeah.
And, who was with Warren Moon when he blew? I think he was up by 30 points when they blew it against Buffalo.
Yeah.
In the AFC Championship game. But that's an AFC game. Like,
hey,
I don't care about that.
Yeah. It's weird how one game, the next game matters about your legacy over that one.
Yeah.
You can be blown out by 50 and have them come back. It'll be a wild card game, and you'll still have high praises. But when you make it in that Super Bowl, and you're at the end of the third quarter, and you let a team come back
25
by that many points with that little bit of time.
Yeah. So I don't care. Listen, Matt Ryan, I'm not here to argue about Mike Vick and Matt Ryan, because everybody wants to bring up Michael Vick. Michael Vick was an experience. It was a video game, just like you said.
He was fun for Atlanta, but he wasn't right for Atlanta.
Was he a better quarterback than Matt Ryan? No, he was not.
No.
So I'm not getting in that argument of who was better. Matt Ryan is obviously better.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan is the best quarterback in our history, but he's not good enough.
It's not an amazing history.
Yes, and he's not good enough. So anytime people talk about 10th all time, to me, you need to bring up, well, he also a 25 every time. Don't bring me up 25 until you can make that up. I don't know how you can make that up.
Win one.
So you think win one will race to 25?
Oh, it has to. That's the only way. Because it shows also you made it back.
Right.
And then you succeeded.
Right.
Yeah. If you don't, seriously, it'll never leave you.
And if Matt Ryan is going to stay for at least 3 years, get Jalen Hurts. Let Jalen Hurts sit for 3 years.
And I think he's humble enough and he's willing to learn.
Yeah, and I don't think that developed as a quarterback where he can't sit for.
Yeah, he's the best person, skill set wise, and he knows how to sit on the bench and just wait for a second.
Yes, get Jalen Hurts. So going into that, since we're going into college football,
the
ranking came out. 2 rankings came out, even though not much changed from it.
No.
Do you like the rankings?
Obviously top 4 is what it is, but I guess we should reference, from the 5th seed all the way to whatever.
Right.
If you want to pull it up, you actually can.
Yeah, I have it up.
So real quick, you could click share screen, and then we could pull it up. So if you look at the bottom, yep. So yeah, for the people listening on this program we're on, you're able to share your screen so you guys can see it visually.
So this is the ranking.
Yeah.
So we have LSU 1, of course, Ohio State, Clemson, Georgia. Nothing changed there. Alabama is still 5. Oregon is still 6. Utah 7. Penn State, my bad. Penn State goes up 1. We have Oklahoma, Minnesota.
What's crazy to me is Utah.
Yeah, that's crazy. But this is the first year. And again, I've got to eat crow because I said, 4 or 5 weeks ago that it was over with. This is probably the most wide open.
I said that. I said it. It's one of the most bottom heavy seasons I've ever seen, where it's just a gauntlet of talent at this end, and people are upsetting people who shouldn't upset people. So I like it. As a fan, it's great because instead of it being top heavy, it's great how it's happening right before bowl game season.
Right.
So I love it. I love what we're seeing.
Games left before the championship games.
Yes.
Oklahoma's still in there. Penn State's still in there. Alabama, of course, is still in there, even though I believe Alabama.
Whoa. You think Oklahoma's still in it to make?
I think if stuff happens, of course, something has to happen. Like if Georgia beats LSU,
that rocks the whole thing.
The 4 is done. It's LSU, Georgia, Ohio State, and Clemson.
Okay.
LSU will move to 4.
Correct.
Georgia might be 3. Ohio State will be 1. Clemson will be 2.
Wait. All right, one more time.
If Georgia beats LSU in the championship game, be Ohio State 1, Clemson 2, Georgia 3, LSU 4.
That's crazy to me for one thing.
Why?
Because man, it's just crazy because of which we'll talk about, the Tua injury.
Right.
Now, if Tua doesn't get hurt,
right.
Do you think, by the way, that affected them? Because if number 1 loses, then you would think Alabama still had a chance to sneak back in there.
Yeah, but how do you put?
You can't. But you're right. You can't put
Alabama over LSU because LSU beat them, and they're both 1-loss teams. At that point, it happens at that. You can't do it. And Alabama, I told you, should not be ranked 5.
No, I know, but there is a way that Alabama can jump them. The only way they can jump them, and it's most likely not going to happen, if Georgia destroys
LSU. Yes,
LSU. That's the only way.
Has to destroy Auburn.
Yeah,
has to destroy them.
Right, which no.
Alabama is going to. I forgot who they play with. Western Kentucky or something like that.
I'll pull it up while you're talking.
Destroy them.
Yeah.
They're going to destroy. Nick Saban.
They play Western Carolina.
Yeah. Nick Saban is going to try to put up 100 points. He's going to try to destroy them.
You have to.
That's his
you have to. So you have to beat the team, actually beat them, and then you're playing a whole nother match by destroying them.
Right.
You have to, because this is it.
Yeah, and if they again, I said this last week, if Alabama gets in, it's only because they're Alabama. There's
Yeah.
no reason they should be there. There's no reason they should be 5 to me.
So, what kind of points does Alabama have to put up? Like these last 2 games?
I think the next game they have to be in the 70s.
70s and I think 50s for the
It has to be high for Auburn, but
yeah.
of course 70s is too much for an SEC team. But yeah, if they do 50s, 40s,
I
like
say it has to be
something,
yeah, it has to be almost 50 if not 50 and then Auburn has to have in the teens. They
yeah,
can't even be 20 points.
I think Auburn could beat them.
I agree too. I agree too.
Auburn.
This year, where is it in?
I think it's in. I think it's in Tuscaloosa. I'm about to say. I think it's in Alabama.
I think it's in Alabama.
I think it's in Tuscaloosa.
Hey, hey, well,
So
we'll see because especially with Mac playing as the quarterback, you don't know.
they're gonna try to prove that there's not a big drop off from Tua. From Mac.
That's why they have to put up numbers.
They have to put
Because right now the committee's not sure that they're anywhere close to being worthy. So this other quarterback, Mac, has to really put up numbers.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What do you feel about the Tua injury?
It's weird. Sometimes the ones that we can segue to that now. It's weird how the ones that don't look that bad are actually bad.
Right.
So he dislocated his hip, and then also like he kind of almost broke something of his leg. Yeah. And then also it's like to finish it off, he has a very bloody nose. I'm like, all that happened, man. I'm so sorry. I feel bad for you. Just to go into it more, he should not have been in the game.
That was my question. Why was he in the game?
You're blowing them out, man. What are we doing? Like, it's not even worth it.
This is why Nick Saban to me is the most winningest baby ever.
Yeah.
He's gonna say that we kept him in the game because we needed him for his 2-minute drill. We need to work on his 2-minute drill. What?
Yeah, practice.
What?
You got a dynamite like defense that imagine practicing against that defense.
Yeah.
At home. Like, I'm pretty sure that's like a real game. So come on.
Isn't Tua like the number 1 pick? Like he had like it was bogus, and he was like he wanted to play, so I thought the best for our team was to play. What?
You know, what's crazy? I thought about you was you said after that last injury before he came back for the LSU game, you mentioned this, and you guys listening and watching could go back. I remember Daryl, you said he should sit out for the rest of the season.
Yep.
Just call it quits.
Yep. Because he was the number 1 pick.
He was the number 1 pick.
No reason.
Now he's still a high draft pick because he's sitting out early enough where he can recover.
But he's gonna miss the whole next year. So
no,
take that.
Is he?
Yeah.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, they're saying on a good note it might be 6 months, but realistically you're looking at 12. So this is what I'm saying. Like, I'm gonna tell you a Falcons story that why the Falcons to me blew a draft pick. There's a guy right now. He's on the Dallas Cowboys right tackle, La'el Collins.
Yeah.
When he was being drafted, he's an offensive tackle from Mississippi State. Ole Miss. Right. And he on draft day, the police wanted to talk to him because he had a relationship with this girl who ends up being murdered. She was pregnant. She ends up being murdered. He had nothing to do with it, but he had a prior relationship with her. The police wanted to question her, right?
Mm-hmm.
He went, because of this, he went undrafted.
That guy?
Yeah, I'm screaming at the TV at the 7th round, Falcons, why wouldn't you draft him? Because even if let's say he has some involvement, he's a 7th-round pick, cut him, boom. But if he's a number 1 pick talent in the 7th round, why wouldn't you? And they didn't do it. Cowboys didn't sign him as an undrafted free agent. Now he's a starting right tackle.
Yep.
Tua drops.
He will not drop. That's a fact. He won't drop.
But if he does, draft him. And we just said Matt Ryan is going to be here for at least 3 more years. Draft to him. Do not let him, because of an injury, just go.
Dolphins aren't going to pick him up. That's a fact now.
Yeah, because they need him now.
He's definitely dropping.
Yes, he's definitely.
But he's not dropping like. He might actually go second round, third round.
Because there's good enough quarterbacks, Justin Herbert,
that are healthy.
That are healthy. Joe Burrow, that are actually healthy. So
you don't know how mad I'd be, like in my room alone, thinking, "Dang, I gave my all." It's kind of like Durant in the finals. Like you already knew I was hurt, and you kept pressuring me to play. Man.
And to me, it's worse than Durant because at least Durant got hurt in the middle of the game.
Yeah.
This is the end of the game. They're up. Yeah. I think it was 3 touchdowns or something like that. They were up crazy.
Oh, it was,
hurt.
Yeah.
There was no reason he should have been there. And then Nick Saban, well, he has to work on his 2-minute drill. Shut up. Nick Saban.
Yeah. That changes my thought process on him. Yeah.
Like he gave his all. He lost. They said average, he lost $25 million in the draft because of where he would have been picked to where he might actually be picked.
Oh, he was 100% going to well, Joe did bounce back up. It was one of them were going to be the number 1 pick.
I think it's Tua. It should have been Tua.
I said it was Tua because Tua's numbers and also what he's done before. He was definitely going to be in Miami living in the high rise.
Because Tua's been doing this since he came in the game against us in the national championship game.
Tua was going to be living where LeBron James used to live.
Yeah.
Like, Tua was good. Dang.
Now he might. Hey, man.
He might actually he might actually stay.
Yep. He might actually stay and just sit. So he's ready for the combine next year.
Bro. Let me ask you with that real quick. Let's pinpoint on that. What are you doing?
A little of me. I thought about this. A little of me is leaving.
Are you sitting in college and going to classes?
No, I'm leaving.
Or are you getting paid in sitting? Because regardless,
I can still go to classes. I can still go. I'm getting paid. I'm leaving. And then why would I stay for the coach who kept me in the game and who's going to move on to the next quarterback?
Which most likely is your little brother.
Yeah, exactly.
By next year, because they're saving his red shirt for this season. He's playing next year.
Yeah, so no, I'm gone. If I'm gone. And I'm look at what they did to Jalen Hurts. Look how Alabama treated Jalen Hurts. I'm Tua, I'm going to the NFL and I'm chilling I'm doing Durant and I'm chilling for a year.
Then the flip side of that is if I do go now, my contract is set for 4 years and I'm getting low money. Right. Or I could stay in college.
But you're not
big man. But we know what he can do.
Yeah.
And then combine, he shows out and then he can get because actually that may not be a bad idea because of this. He's hurt, right?
Right.
But there's so many other top quarterbacks coming out this season.
Mm-hmm.
He will be the number 1 guy again next season.
Oh, he might not be because you got.
Oh, your boy. Yeah. You're right. Well, okay. Let me. You're right. I forgot about that. He'll be the number 2 guy. Hey, are you taking number 2 and getting bank, or are you taking a possible 3rd round?
I think it just
it's hard, isn't it?
Yeah, you're gonna take a gamble regardless. I'd rather just get paid now, and you're basically redshirt in that first year.
And you know what's funny too? Another Joe Burrows could happen. Joe Burrows was non-existent.
Exactly, and then to me, you're betting your whole thing on the combine, hoping that the combine works out. And if it doesn't,
you're right.
What do you do?
You got to go because it's the same thing to me. Even though he didn't get hurt, Tebow. After Tebow his junior year won the national championship, should have bounced.
Yep.
You know what? And just to finish on that, he was the number one draft pick. He was the number one quarter. That man would have been a Detroit Lion. He would have been a Detroit Lion. But he decides to stay. They lose the one game, and then they finish number 3 at the end of the season. They didn't make the BCS. They played Cincinnati at the end, destroyed them, and yeah, finished like number 3 in the season. But then Tebow messes up again. Okay, for people listening and watching, if you don't know, if you are a top prospect in college, do not play the Senior Bowl. That's beneath you. Play the other top bowl games for college. Do not play the Senior Bowl. Those are for people that are good, but down here good,
Get on the radar or small.
and they're trying to get on the radar.
Right.
They're good, but they're trying to boost a little more. Don't accept the invitation if that's like a healthy Tua saying I'm gonna play in the Senior Bowl. And what happened with that to end the speech, they had him go under center, and we know Tebow couldn't do that at the time.
Yep.
And he got exposed.
And he dropped. He still went first round.
He did, but
still went first round, but he got exposed.
Still, yep.
So we have
decisions, man, make everything. One decision.
Yeah,
that's crazy how life works. One decision can change the outcome of so many other paths.
And a doctor, when I was listening to the radio, said because of his ankle injury, might have helped fall awkwardly to where he hurt his hip. So basically,
and you got to think
his ankle when he fell and ends up hurting his hip. Why he should not have been in the game.
You got to think about this too. That's a good point, bro. He's not even healed from the ankle.
From the ankle injury.
So that whole lower, bro, he's still recovering from that, and he's coming off a surgery.
Yeah, he shouldn't have played LSU. He shouldn't have played in that game.
No.
Because you saw how bad he looked trying to escape the pocket.
It looked painful.
Yeah, he shouldn't have played in that game.
Yeah. Wow.
That's why if I'm Tua, I'm leaving.
Yeah. I get that. I get that.
He's going to do what's best for Alabama.
Look. You tried. Right. You played the LSU game. You almost did it.
Yeah.
You almost won.
Yeah.
And you're king comeback because he did it against Georgia. He did it against LSU. He didn't succeed against LSU because he was hurt.
Right.
But you almost did it.
Right.
So I think that was a good closing, and even on top of his last game he did. I think he put up enough tape for him to still be good, so he should go. Including the LSU game, Gimp and hurt. Because he came back against LSU hurt, so they know what a healthy Tua can do. I think he put up enough on the tape for him to just be like, I'm out.
Yeah, and then look at Jalen Smith. He was hurt when he came out, linebacker from the Dallas Cowboys. He was hurt. He basically redshirted that first year, didn't play. And then look at him. He got the big contract. So it can happen.
Yeah.
I think you just bet on yourself. I think.
Now that we talk, I'm out.
You're out.
I'm out. I'm out. Like, I'm pretty sure he has his degree or he's close to getting it. I'm out.
Yeah. I'm out too. The biggest game this week is Ohio State and Penn State.
Yeah.
How do you think that's gonna go?
I don't think Penn State's as good as we think. But this one's really been on a week-to-week basis this season, so it could happen. I would like to see Penn State win because I mean, it would just be a crazy season if all these people keep getting knocked down.
Yeah, I'll just keep losing.
Yeah. So I love Justin Fields. So I want him to succeed. And I've been on that kid since obviously high school, and he's from here. And I talked about us going to see him play, but never did.
Right.
That's a regret. But but anyways, but I actually want Penn State to win this because of what I said. I'd like to see more things tumble down because it's fun.
Yeah,
it's fun.
Chaos.
Yeah, it's fun.
I'm different. I want Ohio State. I'm a huge Justin Fields. I want Justin Fields to win. I think Ohio State will win by 14.
Okay, I can see that. If it's a blowout, I'm mad.
Right?
If it is, which it could actually be, I'm mad. I do think they're the number one team in the league, personally,
I
in
agree.
college. Yeah.
Um, so let's talk about another person we're rooting for real quick before we start wrapping this up.
Yep.
Carmelo Anthony had his first game against actually having a second game today.
Right now, yeah, and they're
Yeah,
playing the Bucks.
they were losing last time. It's 133 to 127. Let me see this.
Yeah, with 31 seconds.
Yeah, let me see the box score. But he scored 10 points
Yeah, his first game,
at first,
which
which really good for
which
some.
is really good because it was over a year, over 365 days since he last played, and 10 points, um, which is double digit points. It's good.
Yeah, he has 8 points right now. He's 3 for 9, so he's not taking up a ton of shots, which is. Oh, I'm sorry.
Right.
Never mind. He has 18 points. I'm sorry. It just
Hassan Whiteside is out, and Lillard is out.
yeah, and Little was out the first game too.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. The screen just loaded up. So
All right. And Carmelo, he's in the game right now. Carmelo, he started. I
Yep.
don't know if he started this game too, but I'm sure he did.
Yeah, he did, and he's 3 for 5 from 3 point.
He's ready.
He's ready.
Yeah.
Shame on everybody who said he couldn't play. Me and you wish he would have went to Golden State. We thought Golden State would have been perfect, especially this year with all of them getting hurt.
Yeah, for that, for one. Two, they gonna mess around. You know they're 3-12.
Yep.
They gonna mess around and get the number one draft pick and all be healthy next year.
Yep. Think if they get James Wiseman.
Bro, it actually could happen. It could actually happen.
But how do you think the rest of the season is gonna go with Carmelo?
I think it'll be really good. They need to figure out some things of how to work him a little more because his style of play is kind of outdated
Yeah.
for the league.
Yeah.
But he's existing. They're doing well. At least they're close in this game.
That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. And what the Bucks have only lost like 3 games this season, so they're
Damian Lillard did not play.
correct. So with him playing, not playing, they're doing really well. With him playing, they would do exceptionally well. I think it was a great fit.
Mm-hmm.
It was a great fit to hold out weight. Shame on the teams for not, having him play earlier. And yeah, I'm proud of him. I'm proud of him.
Out. Like they didn't even work him out.
No, I don't know what's going on with sports these days of you writing people off that have a good history and you write them off for your own reasons. I don't know what this is, like, oh, he said, she said thing, but there's too much of that going on. There's too much talking and not enough visually seeing what that person can and cannot do.
And even when he got cut from the Rockets a couple of games before he got cut, I think he had over 20 points. So it was just
he never stopped being good at the Rockets.
Yeah, it was just it was like the Rockets cut him off, so now the whole league was like, now
Wait, wasn't his last? What's his last team, the Rockets or OKC?
No, it was the Rockets. After OKC, he went to the Rockets. It was only like 10 games.
Yeah.
But I'm happy for him. I'm ecstatic. 18 points. That's really good.
He's still in great shape. He maintained. He stayed ready. He's 18 points again, like you said. Game 2.
And he's not pulling up crazy shot. I mean, he has 6 of 15. Like that's not 40% from the field, 60% from 3. That's not bad.
And you know what's funny? And I appreciate this. He appreciates his chance that he has right now. Which, did you see the post that he did on Instagram about why he's number 0?
No, I didn't see that.
All right, hold on. Well,
we're
talking. Yeah, he's 0. Anthony Instagram.
And what he plays like for people that those say, a lot of people say he plays outdated.
Yeah.
Jabari Parker has a lot of his game in him.
Yeah, I agree.
Jabari Parker.
Right. Let me pull this up for you while you're talking.
Okay. But I'm really good. I mean, Portland is underachieving right now.
Yeah.
But hopefully, with this, they'll get back in the playoffs. Of course, Damian Lillard has to come back healthy, but go ahead.
Right. All right. So right here for you guys watching here, and then I guess listen up, good people listening audio wise. So this is a post of Carmelo Anthony posted. It looks nice on his Instagram of why he chose 00. It says a number greater than any assignable quantity or countable number symbol, which is infinity. So I guess it's supposed to be like an
Yeah.
infinity symbol. Without end, process that never stops, can never be given. I don't know why he put B, like the letter B for be given. I remember reading this the first time. I'm like, why? Can never be given an exact value, simplicity and balance, and then it just goes on. So and then around the end, it's just kind of like, that's a stretch, but hey, it works. So it says like hashtag stay mellow, and then the L in mellow is a 7. So
Yeah.
he's always saying he's always 007. So
Right.
007.
That's,
Um,
that's dope.
no, it is. I liked it, and that's why he's 00, and meaning he's getting another chance. I should have actually showed his actual comment, the caption for that, but he understands that he gets another chance and that God has a reason for him, that he's not taking this for granted. He's almost on the verge of not having another chance. So appreciate, understand, and acknowledge when these times come up for you, and don't take them for granted. And that is a great lesson.
Great lesson, Carmelo. I hope you do well. I really hope this is not even your last year.
I felt like in how he looks, it's not.
Yeah, I
It's
felt
not.
he should have one more year with Portland because he needs to gel with them from the very beginning. Even though
He played 2 more.
season, yeah.
But yeah.
You know what's funny is I seen everybody post about him like LeBron and stuff, and I was like, but you're LeBron. Why didn't you
Bring
get
him up.
Why
I agree.
You're LeBron.
I agree.
You
I
got
agree.
now I got to think of his name. Who's on your team? Dwight Howard's on your team, but the people that's on your team and you couldn't get him a job.
Yeah.
So when he posted it, I thought it was cool. Jared Dudley is who I'm talking about. Jared Dudley is on your team, but
I don't think LeBron feels, and if so, if this is what he thinks, I respect it. I don't feel like LeBron thinks that would be right. Meaning, he knows how good he is, and he shouldn't give him a handout.
Okay, if you put it that way, that
because you remember they battled for years since high school together. He knows how good he is.
right.
I don't need to lend him a helping hand because I know he can get in by himself because he's great. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking he's doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, are we getting into pop topics?
Yep, pop topic.
Cool. Do you want to start or should I?
You always lead the way.
Okay, my first pop topic is our boy Antonio Brown apologizes to Robert Kraft.
We can stop this right here. It's over. He ain't getting it back. He ain't getting it back, man. Just stop. I keep seeing stuff on this. Just stop. It's over.
Will he be in the league next year?
He should start doing charity
Mm-hmm.
and publicizing. Like, he needs to do so many things. He needs to not lay low. He needs to go out and do things.
He needs to show that he's changed.
Yeah, work for the NFL. What the league cares thing?
Yeah.
Like, do stuff.
Yeah, and I thought it was funny on the Kaepernick workout. He posted that he'll be open to be the wide receiver at the workout. I thought that was funny. But two teams one team is perfect for him, and that's the Philadelphia Eagles. Another team, New York Jets. Like, go with Le'Veon. Have a team like basically you're way better James Crowder. And those two teams I think would be perfect for him. But I think he comes back next year.
Yeah.
This year he needed to sit down and chill.
Yeah.
Chill.
Yeah, I agree. For me, did you see the Le'Veon Bell Twitter post?
Yeah, what about him getting drug tested?
How many times he's been drug tested in this short He said what 5 times in 10 weeks? He said, "I'm done with this. Like, you ain't gonna find nothing."
Right.
How do you feel about this? Because when I read that, I'm like, he has all rights to be mad.
No, when you're doing it that much, but NFL. See, I have a story. I have a coworker who knows Will Lutz. Will Lutz is
Mhm.
the kicker from the New Orleans Saints. Will Lutz
Right.
kicked a 60-yard field goal one year.
Okay, you should be drug tested. I
Huh?
get that.
And then
You
the
should.
next year, but it's just like when you do certain stuff and then you get
What was it? Our punter did that massive tackle,
yeah.
and then
And
they
yeah,
immediately drug tested him. He lifted him up and threw him down.
the
And
funny thing
yeah,
about it, but hasn't Le'Veon Bell has got in trouble multiple times for weed.
right, but
Is it right? No. Is it
no,
right?
no,
No, it's not right. But a little bit, you have to say like it could be his
because
history.
this is his full first time back. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So I guess so. Yeah,
making up for lost time.
but I don't. That's true. I don't like that he said, "Stop sticking me with your dirty needles." Like, so are you? What are you saying?
Like they're doing like
Yeah, what are you saying? So that was my concern. But yeah, other than that, I
like
just wanted to know.
what?
I wanted to know your thoughts, and people listening in the comment section, let us know too your thoughts. But
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
So my next topic is Penn State's quarterback is getting death threat after
Really?
loss. Yes,
Ooh.
death threats.
They don't play no games out there, man.
Is anything that serious in sports?
You got to think about this. No, to me, no. But you have to understand that there are people, and it's sad, and I'm just gonna be gentle about this. There are people who don't have great health. There are people who don't that have dead end jobs, Daryl.
Right,
Literally.
right,
Um, they might not have anybody at home. They might not have anything. Literally, though, they
right,
have that team that they grew up with, and or that of a good time, maybe of what their parents took them to that Penn State game, and they're
right,
diehard Penn
right.
State fans. Or again, if it's a local team and that's their team, like how we're Falcons fans and stuff.
Uh-huh.
But they have it, and that's all they have.
Right.
So if you are losing out there, you're losing from me. And I can kind of understand that a little bit because you can recall how that felt when we lost the Super Bowl.
Hmm.
That hurt.
Yeah.
You guys know this, and I'm still not afraid to say I cried.
Yeah.
It wasn't like ugly cry. It wasn't boohoo cry. It was just like tears did come down, which is crying,
Mhm.
because again, it felt like we had that,
Mhm.
and also the unity. If you remember, Daryl, of that week,
Mhm.
like the 2 weeks leading up to that, including that week, how the city was together.
Yep.
White, black,
Right.
Hispanic, everybody was together.
Right.
And we were playing, and everybody just, it's Super Bowl for one, so we're all gonna, pack up, get food,
Mhm.
drinks, and all that stuff.
Right.
But it was bigger than that because it was ours.
Mhm.
And then my brother flew back from Seattle to come watch it. It was a big thing. And then just to see them lose like that, it was just like, how
In the
did you let that
lost.
happen?
Yep. In the manner they lost.
And how, if you remember too, how gloomy the next day was.
Oh yes.
The Nobody was talking. Nobody was at work. I called out.
I called out.
Yeah. So you called out. I called out, and
Mm.
you could tell other people did.
Right.
It hurt.
Right.
So for people on a smaller scale of college and or pro, but college especially. So say if you live next to Penn State or pretty close to it.
Mhm.
I'm not saying I condone it by any means, no. But there are people who this is their everything.
Yeah.
This is their wives, this is their husbands, this is their children.
Yeah.
This is my lifeline. My job sucks. This is everything. At the end of the week, I work terrible hours for terrible pay in my bad apartment, but yeah, at the end of the week, I have Penn State.
Yeah. And you said what
And
I was.
again, not condoning it, but yeah,
If you're doing that, you need to get a life.
I agree.
If that's the case,
But
because
that's real. That's
yeah,
real.
because Penn State's going to go on if they win or lose, and you sitting here miserable over. Like you said, it's like we sat there, we were depressed. I didn't watch
Mm.
any Sports Center. I didn't watch any sports radio.
I still haven't seen that game. Yeah.
I never recorded it and never watched it. Went home and deleted it.
Yeah.
I was impressed, but I never thought of sending a death threat to anybody.
No,
these Twitter thugs is now police are on social media, and they're taking these threats seriously, and they're going to be brought up with charges.
They should.
Yep.
They should
be brought up with charges. And then at the end of the day, this is a kid.
That too.
A kid that lost a game.
Yeah.
Kid.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. We gotta be.
I don't know. It's just weird too how they always go after a quarterback. And again, he is a kid.
He's a kid.
He's just practicing coaching, or he makes mistakes. Nobody was saying he was a Heisman candidate.
But even if he was, he's a kid.
But like, yeah, you're right.
Like, don't come on. All right.
Yeah, so supposedly it's not going very well for Kyrie Irving in Brooklyn.
Oh yeah, I heard this.
It's just not going well. People aren't getting along. You know what that tells me?
What?
You're the problem.
Hey, Boston's doing well.
Yeah, you're the problem. Yeah, either your attitude, your demeanor, your presence.
Right.
We know you can play, so it's not fully your presence because you can play, but it's just the other half of your presence is not good. You're the problem. What are your thoughts?
I mean, where there's smoke, there's fire, because the team is not. They're 6-8. They're not doing well.
No, not with that team that they're supposed to be doing. Yeah.
So, and Celtics complained about him. They complained about him when they left. Marcus Smart went on. Jaylen Brown. They complained about him during the season. And look at Boston Celtics now without him.
Yeah.
So he's immense talent, but where there's smoke, there is fire.
Yep.
So I believe because Boston is 11-3. 11-3 right now.
So weird, yeah.
Better Kyrie or Kemba. You would say Kyrie, right?
Yeah.
So where there's smoke, there's definitely fire. I believe there's something up with it. To me, they still should have been they should still be the number 4 seed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Milwaukee, Boston, Philly.
Mm-hmm.
They should have been, to me, 4, and they're not right now. At the playoff start, they wouldn't even be in it.
Right.
So what do you?
I just think I don't know what we could do to make that happen. I already said with that behind him, it is not going to work with no Durant.
Yeah. Yeah, and you said that. I believe they were still a playoff team. Well, they're 7th right now. They're still 7th, but so they would be in the playoffs. But I thought they would be still a competitive team, and they don't even look like that right now.
No, it's sad. But yeah.
So
and how about those Phoenix Suns though?
Oh, Phoenix Suns look great. Miami.
Yeah.
There's a lot of surprise teams out there. Minnesota is playing better.
Yep.
My last topic.
And then I have one more. Yep.
My last topic is the 15-year anniversary just passed of the Malice in the Palace. Big brawl between the Detroit Pistons and Indiana Pacers.
Everybody knows my story about that.
Where were you when it happened?
Yeah, this is a part of my story. So here we go. That was my team. Detroit was my team. That team, if you remember, Daryl, that was an amazing team.
Yep.
Incredible. So, guys, if you go back and watch YouTube highlights of that team, it was incredible. Now, I watched every single game. I begged my mom to get the NBA League Pass so I can watch those. I've only done that twice. When McGrady was on Houston.
Yep.
And this team, Detroit. Those are only 2 teams where I watched every game. Right. So I watched every game, Daryl, of that team. But you know what? Right. They went up against Indy, and I said, no, I'm good. The one game, I watched 81 games that season. The one I missed, that happened.
That way?
I turned on the TV for the highlight, and I see what happened, and I'm like, I literally watched every game before then and after that, but I missed that one game. I watched every game.
Indiana was really good that year.
I don't know what. Oh, Indy's never been appealing to me, ever. There's something about that team. It's just not sexy.
I was actually watching that game and just in awe
I'm mad.
And
Yeah.
yeah, so I actually watched the game and seeing Ron Artest on the
Nope.
scoreboard as a fan, and all you do because you see him on the scoreboard, Ben Wallace tries to fight him.
Yeah.
Ron Artest just lays on the scoreboard, and you just see the beer splash at him.
Yeah.
Ron Artest is get up and jump right into the stand, start fighting.
Yeah.
Steven Jackson following him. Do you remember that punch where Jermaine O'Neal didn't slip a little bit with somebody?
Yeah. Yeah.
I've never seen anything like that.
No.
Luckily, we never see that again.
Oh, we won't. We won't. It's 15 years?
Yeah, it's been 15 years. That's crazy. 2004. That's crazy.
That was a great time to watch some basketball, though.
It was. That was.
It really was. Yeah. Dang. But again, the one game I missed, and
that's crazy.
It's a funny story, but it's not funny for me because it sucked. But yeah.
Your last topic.
That's crazy. Last one. LeBron James.
Okay.
Has now completed a triple-double against every team in the NBA. Nobody's done that. How crazy is that?
That is fan. First of all, you have to play for multiple teams to have this opportunity, and then to be in be the ability to do this.
Right.
Is fantastic.
Bro, that's crazy.
That was great. I still think the Clippers are a better team because I think they're better defensively.
Correct.
But that right there at what is he, 34, 35? Like,
he will be 35 next month.
That is crazy how good LeBron is.
And he looks so good right now.
Yeah, we're going to get into this debate. Is he better than Jordan? Is he better than Kobe? Who cares? Enjoy this. This is crazy.
I said in 3. It's over in 3 years, guys.
Yep, but Kobe and Jordan never did this.
No, not at all.
Let's just enjoy it. That is a crazy stat.
It's a crazy stat, and it's beautiful. And I'm gonna piggyback on that with Luka.
Oh,
Luka has the most triple doubles before turning 21. He has 15.
And he's like, the biggest thing about him is I didn't think he would be a scorer because he had 35 points last night. But he's not that athletic to get all these rebounds.
Luka, I don't know what he's doing, but it's working.
Luka is great.
He's a beast. Even though I do feel like last year it should have been co-rookie of the year.
I agree.
Because they haven't done that since Jason Kidd and Grant Hill.
Yep.
They haven't done it since.
Right.
And they rightfully so, should have done that last year.
Right. So, absolutely. Yeah. But Luka, oh my God. And this is the first time I think that both sides got great in the trade. Because you can't only say Trey. If you put Trae Young to Luka Doncic, Luka's gonna win stat wise. But you also put Cam Reddish in there too. So
yeah. We did talk about it. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So both sides won out of it. Of course, our record doesn't show it, but when you have Herter out and John Collins suspended, we don't have.
It's still a win for both. Yeah.
Still a win for both. I want to add though, DeAndre Hunter had 27 points, 11 rebounds last night, and Cam Reddish had his best game of the season. He had 16 last night.
Hey, just average that from here on out.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm good with that. Last thing I guess I want to say is happy birthday to at the time of recording to Ken Griffey Jr., 50 years old.
He's 50. God,
50. Yeah. That man was everything. Like, you gotta understand what we lived through, what we've seen.
Right.
Like the talent.
Yeah, that's
of the Michael Jordan, the Ken Griffey's, Randy Johnson with
Alex Rodriguez.
Yeah, like you gotta understand like why we talk about sports because it is a passion. So I'm glad. By the way, shout out to you all listening and watching. You guys have been showing out our numbers and everything's been going up. I know that's not everything, but it's just showing we're doing something right and you guys are appreciating it. So keep up the love, guys. Audio and visually, YouTube and SoundCloud. We appreciate it. Thank you. But anything else, Daryl?
Tua leave Alabama.
Yes. Yes. Leave while you're ahead.
Yes, leave.
That's the name of it. All right, guys. So that'll do it for us today. Of course, All of our socials and contact stuff with this will be listed down below. Thank you guys listening on SoundCloud. Check out, our YouTube so you can see us. People on SoundCloud or on YouTube, if you're at work, just pop in the earbud and listen to us on SoundCloud. So it'll all be listed there, vice versa down below. So thank you guys. We'll catch you next week with some exciting news. I'm pretty sure some more stuff will arise with the Kaepernick stuff and other things because we're supposed to find out soon. But yeah, it'll be right before Thanksgiving. And then just have a happy Thanksgiving, guys. We will catch you next week at the same time. Take care, guys.
Peace.